even as the families of victims demand justice, we ask if assassination had claimed more lives than the government declared. Families search for answers. PMK and the MDMK decide to bypass the Trichy by-polls. Both parties set eyes on the local body elections. After legislating against recovery agents, politicians find themselves on the receiving end. A big private banker brings the heat to CPI veteran leader. Singapore to China electronics goods racket busted. TV's cameras worth 2.4 crore rupees are intercepted. Madras High Court squashes petition looking to bring the CBI under the RTI scanner. Veteran actor Gandhimati passes away. The 65-year-old actress died due to prolonged illness. And the Harvest Festival of Onam is celebrated today. Tradition and delicacies galore greet Malayalis across the city. Good evening, you're watching Late Night News with me, Ashmit. Time now for the latest from across the country. A third email claiming responsibility was sent to Delhi Police's website on the day of the blast with codes and coordinates about the site of next attack. All leads are being followed, says Home Minister, hits back at the BJP's criticism of unsolved cases. Departments are scared to take decisions. There's no CCTVs because the PWD dragged its feet, says the Home Minister. The US Homeland Security warns of a credible but unconfirmed threat of an attack ahead of the 10th anniversary of 9/11. Intense rainfall in Delhi, which receives almost a month's rainfall within just a few hours. One person dies, roads are flooded. Well-known actor Darshan is arrested on charges of physical assault against his wife. Well, first up, did more people die when Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated than was officially declared? Now, there is a strong possibility that at least 2 more persons could have lost their lives. 20 years after the tragedy, 2 sisters are on a mission to find out if their parents too fell to the pellets at Sri Perambatoor. Investigators say it's quite possible. Sam Daniel has this exclusive report.
Orphaned in childhood, these sisters are trying to find out if their parents died in the bomb blast that killed Rajiv Gandhi. At the children's home they grew up in, they were told their parents, both Congress workers, died in the Sri Perambatoor blast. With the official list of 18 casualties not mentioning their parents, they are now on a fact-finding mission.
My father name is Arjunan, my mother name is Savitri. வீட்ல இருக்கும்போது சொன்னதா எனக்கு ஞாபகம். அப்பா வந்து இந்த பில்லர்லாம் பேனர்ஸ்லாம் பிடிப்பாங்க, பில்லர்ஸ்லாம் எடுத்துட்டு போவாங்க, காங்கிரஸ்ல இருந்தாங்க.
NDTV has accessed certificates issued by this children's home which very clearly say that the parents of these siblings were killed in the blast that took the life of Rajiv Gandhi. Authorities in this children's home refused to speak on camera, but they confirmed the sisters' version. They also cite similar unrecorded casualties in the case, that they brought up 7 such orphans.
அது உண்மையா கண்டுபிடிச்சா நல்லது. எல்லாமே ப்ரூவ் பண்ண பிறகு ஓகே. அப்படினு கூட எங்களுக்கு ஜாப் வேணும்ன்றது எப்படியோ என் அம்மா அப்பா போனாங்க, திருப்பி வர போறது கிடையாது.
The man who investigated this high-profile case does not rule this out.
They have got the injury or something like that, later on gone to some place and got admitted, and without even reporting, possibilities there. We cannot rule it out.
20 years on, there are families still looking for answers that only further investigation can provide. In Chennai with camera persons Edwin and Sukumar, Sam Daniel, NDTV.
Well, in more news coming in, the Madras High Court has dismissed the petition that seeked to bring the CBI under the ambit of transparency by placing the CBI on the RTI radar. Now, in June, the government had brought the CBI, the NIA and the NATGRID under the second schedule of Section 24 of the RTI Act. Now, this legal provision exempts security and intelligence agencies from disclosing information except in cases of human rights violation and sexual crimes. A panel headed by the Cabinet Secretary on May 14th had given the nod to the CBI's request that it should be exempted from providing information under the RTI Act. Well, it looks like loan recollection methods exercised by private banks will come under the scanner again. Just a few hours back, veteran CPI leader Nalakanu, who was travelling in a private vehicle owned by a well-wisher, was stopped in the middle of the road in Nungambakkam by a few men. The men demanded the payment of loan dues that had not been paid on the vehicle.
loan recollection methods adopted by the private banks under the scanner again. And this time it has come to light with the very same people who have been opposing privatization of banks for many years. It was just a few hours ago that a veteran CPI leader, 86-year-old Mr. Nallakannu, was actually stopped in broad daylight in Nungambakkam because 8 men who came on bikes said the loan dues on the vehicle he was travelling in had not been paid. Now we have to mention that the vehicle Mr. Nallakannu was travelling in did not really belong to him, but belonged to another person whose function Mr. Nallakannu had attended just a few hours before. Now the people who were travelling in the vehicle had repeatedly told the men that the loan dues had been paid and had at least requested for them to get dropped before the vehicle was seized. But the men refused, seizing the car keys immediately.
4 மோட்டார் பைக்கில் 8 பேர் வந்தார்கள். வண்டியை மறித்து விட்டார்கள். மறித்தவுடன் வண்டியை நிறுத்தினோம். நிறுத்திய உடனே டிரைவர் பக்கத்தில் உள்ள வண்டி சாவியை உரி எடுத்துக்கொண்டார்கள். நானும் கேட்டேன், சாவி எதுக்கு எடுத்தேன்னு கேட்கும் பொழுது வங்கியில் டியூ கட்டவில்லை, அதற்காக மறித்தேன் என்று சொன்னார்கள். டியூ கட்டாதற்காக மறிக்க வேண்டுமானால் வங்கிகளுக்கு சில விதிமுறைகள் இருக்கிறது. அந்த முறையை மீறி நீங்கள் வசூல் செய்வதுக்கு இப்படி வலுக்கட்டாயமாக நடு ரோட்டில் போகும்பொழுது காரை மறித்து அதில் அடுத்த பயணிகள் செல்லும் பொழுது காரை மறித்து இந்த நடவடிக்கை எடுப்பது எந்த வகையிலும் நியாயம் இல்லை, அது தவறு. அது நீங்கள் அந்த சாவி எடுத்திருக்கக்கூடாதுன்னு சொன்னோம். அது அவங்க மீறி எடுத்தாங்க.
The big concern really is that these men knew the person in the car was Mr. Nallakannu. Now if this is the condition of a very well-known veteran CPI leader, the main worry is what is the state of the general public who borrow loans.
இது என்னை போன்றவர்கள் நான் யார் என்று தெரிந்துமே காரை மறித்து இவ்வளவு தகராறு பண்ணும் பொழுது சாதாரண மக்களாக இருந்தால் ரொம்ப கொடுமைப்படுத்தப்படுவார்கள் என்று கருதினேன். இதுபோன்று வங்கியில் உள்ள கடனை வசூல் செய்வதற்கு இந்த முறைகளை கையாள்வது மிகவும் கண்டிக்கத்தகுந்தது. அது உண்மையாக இருக்குமானால் இதுவும் பெரிய தவறு என்பதை எடுத்துக்காட்ட விரும்புகிறேன்.
So what is the problem? Even after proper methods and procedures have been laid out for loan recollection or seizures of vehicles and properties, why do these acts of literal hooliganism occur? In Chennai, Pratiksha Ramkumar for NDTV Hindu.
Well, in political developments from the state, the two parties, PMK and the MDMK, have decided to not contest the Trichy by-polls. And this move comes on the back of preparation by the outfits to focus on the upcoming local body elections. The PMK also reiterated its suggestion to use the chit system and eliminating the electronic voting system during the by-polls. Meanwhile, the PMK took up a guarded front when questioned about possible alliances. The PMK chief Ramados spoke of the party as the only viable alternative to Dravidian parties. Now, meanwhile, experts indicate that there are chances of the PMK possibly joining forces with the VCK.
பொதுவாக இந்த இடைத்தேர்தலில் நான் தொடர்ந்து சொல்லிட்டு வரோம், இப்போவும் சொல்கிறோம், விகிதாச்சார பிரதிநிதித்துவம் கொண்டு வரணும்னு சொல்கிறோம். விகிதாச்சார பிரதிநிதித்துவம் தொடர்ந்து நான் ஒரு 15 வருஷமாக சொல்லிட்டுருக்கிறேன். விகிதாச்சார பிரதிநிதித்துவம்னா ஒவ்வொரு கட்சியும் பெறும் வாக்குகளின் அடிப்படையில் சட்டப்பேரவை உறுப்பினர் பதவி வழங்கப்படும். கட்சி தான் போட்டியிடும், வேட்பாளர் போட்டியிட மாட்டாங்க. தேர்தலில் கட்சி போட்டியிடும், வேட்பாளர் இருக்காமா, யாருன்னு வேட்பாளர் முதல்ல சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க. அதன் பிறகு எவ்வளோ விழுக்காடு பர்சன்டேஜ் ஓட்டு ஒரு கட்சி வாங்குதோ அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி வேட்பாளர்களை கட்சி கொடுக்கும், எம்எல்ஏக்களை கொடுக்கும்.
Well, a few members of the DMK's legal wing, including Balabharti and Kalyana Sundaram, today submitted a petition to the State Election Commissioner requesting him to conduct the local body elections in a free and unbiased manner, especially because they claim the specially appointed officer, SIR, for the local body elections is close to the AIADMK government. And well, in a planned operation acting on a tip-off, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence busted an organized racket smuggling electronic goods into the country from Singapore. Now, the operation climaxed late last night when the investigators nabbed a cargo container at the Chennai port. Now, the officials found nearly 170 TV sets and 60 high-end video cameras worth 2.4 crore rupees. Now, the goods had been declared as a toothbrush, cotton boxes and iron boxes in the documents filed with customs.
Directorate of Revenue Intelligence Chennai officials received intelligence that electronic items are smuggled from Singapore in containers through Chennai airport. So on that basis, our officers intercepted one container, and it came in the name of one Shocking Impex Chennai. In the documents submitted for clearance with customs, the goods declared were this iron box, then cotton buds and toothbrush. So when our officers opened the container, they found these items in the front 3 to 4 rows. When these goods were removed, then inside they found that TV cartons as well as video cameras, they were found concealed therein. The total weight of these electronic items is estimated to be around rupees 2 crores and 40 lakhs.
Well, moving ahead now in some crime updates. Mayappan was arrested by the Chennai police in connection with the cheating case. He has allegedly cheated people to the tune of 200 crore rupees, promising loans. Now, the Trivandrum police, acting on a complaint, have registered a case and arrested the culprit. Well, up ahead, even as threat emails hound the investigators, there are still no clear leads on the blast attacks in New Delhi. We get you more updates on the other side.